Hi everyone. This video is to share and help anyone who is purchasing a new vehicle or used vehicle. So hopefully this will help to make an educated decision. Um, this is to show you how much you would be end up spending when you have a vehicle. So that way you already know before you get into getting a new vehicle how much you would be spending, and this also going to help you compare multiple vehicles together to see okay which vehicle would be the best one for you on a cost analysis. uh, so in order to look at the cost of bike, we're going to look at by how much you're going to need per year, or by kilometer, how much you will be spending by kilometer, or by miles. So this analysis is these two tabs. One is by the kilometers for people who use the metric system, and for imperial, anybody in USA who is, or any other countries who is using miles, this will be ideal to use the second tab that shows miles. So I'm from Canada, so I'm going to show you based on the miles, but it's the same thing for the I'm going to show based on the kilometers, but it's the same thing as for the miles. It's just certain things have been changed. It shows as price of the gas based on the gallons, versus in kilometers it will show gas price in liters. And same with the over here, we will be looking at how many liters per 100 kilometers it's a consumption for the vehicle, and for the miles you will be looking at miles per gallon, to see the economy of your vehicle. So this exercise we're going to go look at only kilometers, but it's the same thing. Once you watch this video, you will know to fill for the kilometers. So this information, the input, anything it shows yellow is where you put your information. Over here we're going to just look for 2 years of your purchasing and selling in 2 years, how much you will be end up spending each year or by kilometer. So, and also we are going to assume all throughout the 2 years the gas price going to be $1.60. That's the current price now per liter. And we're going to assume that you're going to drive about 30,000 kilometers per year. So you would be driving about 60,000 for the period of ownership. And then you will be putting information of how fuel efficient is your vehicle, and then for the maintenance we have broken down. Typical maintenance oil change is something you have to expect in a certain intervals that you will have to do oil change based on your vehicle. They all going to be different. Some vehicles are will depends on if it's a synthetic oil, it might the oil change interval could be longer period. If it's regular oil, it could be shorter period, and the price also going to be different for each oil change. And same with the tires going to be different for each vehicle, so you will have to put some. So these are regular maintenance that you could expect, and you might also have unexpected repairs if your vehicle is an older vehicle. That's if you're going to buy one with the higher kilometers. Lower kilometers, probably you might not have too much expected repairs. So but it's good to put the information over here, especially if it's an older vehicle. And insurance also, it's going to depend on where you live and your driving history, and also number of years that you have experience. So all this will contribute to your insurance cost and also the vehicle safety and all that. So it's just something that you will have to call your insurance company and get that information and plug it in over here. Once you plug it in, then it's going to give you the analysis based on each row. You can use there's 4 rows for 4 different cars you can compare at the same time. If you want to compare more, then you can copy this down, all the rows down, and then you can add more cars. So we're going to go through filling one row. That way you can so we're going to fill one row, and then it's going to be the same going if you're going to compare multiple vehicles. So for the sake of doing this exercise, let's look at maybe I'm going to purchase, let's say, Toyota Camry 2024 with less than 20,000 kilometers, and I'm going to sell it over 60,000 kilometers, around 80,000 kilometers. So 20,000 plus another 60,000 kilometers in 2 years, it'll be 80,000 kilometers. So we're going to go Toyota Camry. I'm going to buy 2024 year, and with about 20,000 kilometers. So this information, whatever you're putting over here, is just only description. You can type anything. It's nothing. It's not connected to any formulas. So you have to only update the yellow areas, the yellow cells. So over here, purchase price. So let's go see in the market what can we find. Okay, so I have already pre-searched for the Toyota Camry. So I'm looking between 2022 and 2024. So I'm looking at the reason I'm looking at 2022 and 2024 is, so if I buy a 2024 car, and then if I sell currently it's 2025 now. So if I sell in 2 years, 2027, that would be the same as if I look at 2022. How much between the, if I buy a 2022 and now currently it's like 2025, in about 2 years, how much it have depreciated, right? So that way you can see, okay, in about another 2 years, how much we can expect the price to drop. So for example, so this is a 2024, it's 34,000, it's about 13,000 kilometers. So it's kind of fit into what we are looking for. Same over here, it's about 15,000 kilometers, it's 33,000, and almost same, only $1,000 different. And if you look at 2022, oh, this is perfect. So it's about 80,000. So we're looking at about 60 feet, drive about 60,000 kilometers, buying about around 20,000 kilometers. So you can see the 2022 is 2 years old now, 3 years old now, actually getting into 3, and it's dropped by $10,000, right? So this vehicle 2 years ago, if we would have had to buy, most likely we would have paid, hopefully not considering all the inflations that we have been going through, but if there's not much inflation, just the depreciation value, if you're considering, we would be looking at, okay, drop from 34,000 to 24,000. Hope that makes sense to you, what we're trying to do over here. We're just looking at the previous history in 2 years. How much did it drop compared to the older model 2022? After 2 years, how much did it drop now? So we're hoping, okay, 2024 car in 2026, it's going to probably drop the same. So you can see it's $24,000 is 2022, and so that's about 10,000 drop compared to the $34,000, 60,000 kilometers less. So we're going to assume the same thing. So 2024, we're going to buy for in 2025 we're going to buy for 34,000, and we are hoping in 2 years 60,000 kilometers increased from going from 15,000 to 85,000. That's going to depreciate another to down to about 24,000. So that's So the depreciation value is about $10,000 based on the previous history. So this is how you can look at, okay, how much my car is going to depreciate, because each car is going to depreciate differently. So this is for the first car that we are looking at, so Toyota Camry. So the fuel efficiency, now we have to look at the next step. So that gives you the car depreciation. So now let's go to the fuel efficiency. So we're going to look at Toyota Camry 2024 fuel consumption. So it's, so if roughly you're going to get about 4.9 to 6 point, so it's so this is actually hybrid. So let's see. So you know, if you're looking at hybrid, that's fine. So but you have to make sure that, okay, the one that you're the both are compared is hybrid, right? So if let's say, okay, you're going to get about roughly 4.9, so 6.9, so probably about 5.9 is your average. So let's put 6 kilometers you're going to get, 6 liters you're going to use every 100 kilometers. So that's going to give you the total cost for this for your during your ownership. So you're going to be spending $5,760 if the gas price stays same. So now you have finished car depreciation, fuel cost analysis. We have done that, and now we're going to do maintenance. So let's look at how much it's going to cost. Toyota Camry oil change interval. Let's see. So if you're using synthetic oil, you will be changing oil every 10,000 miles. So that's roughly about 15,000 kilometers. If it's regular oil, it's going to be about 5,000 miles. That's roughly about maybe 7,000 kilometers. So let's see, okay, how much oil change cost in Canada. Okay, so I believe so $60. So and then the synthetic is about $100. So this is something that you will have to do a little bit more homework to get. I'm just going to put rough information, so you can maybe even call, or maybe you can check the closest dealer how much they normally charge, right? So we're going to put, maybe we're going to put if you're going to use synthetic oil change interval is going to be about 15,000, and then it's going to cost about maybe $100, right? Tire change interval, roughly this is going to be about, maybe this is all going to depend on where you live. If you're in a more on a snow belt area, and if you're not using winter tires, if it's going to be all season, maybe every few years you might have to change, because you wouldn't be able to use based on how much tread it's going to be worn out, and then if you can't use it in the winter, then you might have to change more frequently. So I'm going to just put, for the sake of updating this, for 60,000 kilometers. You might have to change every, but if it's living in a more not winter area, maybe that might be longer, I don't know. So we're going to put that as, do some research, and then you can update that accordingly. And the tire cost, we're going to put, let's find out. Okay. Okay, so the AI is saying it's going to be 80 to $200 depending on the type of the tire and so we're going to say probably about 200 150 $200 seems normal. So for 4 tires, so we're going to update maybe including installation, so maybe about $900 seems more reasonable. um, so this also calculates, so $900 because you only 60, so it's because I put 60,000 kilometers, so you will be, at least you will be changing once. Now if you're owning for maybe 3 years, now you might have to go through 2 sets, so now that's going to go double, right? So so we're going to put 2 years, so you probably might have to change only one set, right? Once during the time of ownership. So this is all going to calculate based on number of total kilometers. So um, and the next thing that you will have is um, unexpected repair cost. So these are things that if it's an older car, you might have come across transmission oil changes, and you might have radiator flush, or you might have brake rotors to change, pads to change. Typically, if it's within about 60 to 80,000 kilometers, after that you might have to change the pads, sometimes even early, depends on the car, and rotors. So this one, maybe you might be in the border, changing the, but still we can put maybe $200 just in case, smaller, or maybe 150, because it can accumulate for the whole, throughout that you might only do maybe one brake change for the until um, during your life cycle of before you sell. Within in 2 years it'll be only 80,000 kilometers, you might not have anything much to spend. This is cost per year, so maybe within the 2 years maybe you might have to change brake pads. That's all I might probably think, because it's going to be less expense when it's a newer car. If it's older, you might have to put shock changes to everything that can come later, right, after about 200,000 kilometers. So just make sure that you put more over here if you're looking for older car. Insurance, let's, similar car I have, so I pay about maybe $200-300. For me, I'm going to put 250, so you just have to put whatever that you call the insurance company, and you can update that information over here. So this gives you the total insurance cost for the period that you will be holding for the 2 years. So all these purple color is for each sector, that the total for the 2 years. So it's all that being added together, so that is the total of total cost for the ownership. And this is for the each year, that's your, this is how much you will be spending per year. So if currently if you're using public transportation, and if it's going to cost you only maybe $1,000 a year, so now you know, okay, you every year you need to spend another additional $10,000. So if you're not making enough money, and if this is something that you will be losing $10,000, you had to put it aside. So this gives you an idea, okay, is this right time for you to buy the car, or should I wait a little bit longer to make a little bit more money, or is it something your comfort is important, so you need to you're going to spend that extra $10,000 for your comfort instead of taking the subway or public transportation. So so this gives you the cost of ownership uh, for the uh, time period that your whole, so for the total number of kilometers that you're going to drive is about 60,000 kilometers. That's you're dividing the $23,000, 360 by that 60,000 kilometers. So that gives you that how much you're spending for each kilometer. So when you have multiple cars, this by looking at this column, you will be able to quickly see, okay, how much you end up spending. Now for the sake of this exercise, to maybe compare another car, we can quickly do another vehicle. Let's say I'm going to buy I'm going to, instead of Toyota Camry, I'm going to buy a Ford truck, Ford F-150 2024 with same 20,000 kilometers. So let's do same thing, and let's go see. So I'm using this is autotrader.ca. So you can do the same thing wherever you are by looking at whatever it's available online to check. So we're gonna go to a Ford. F-150, and we're gonna leave the year same 2020 to 24,000. Minimum mileage is 10,000 kilometers. We don't want the brand new ones. So okay, let's see what do we have over here. So 38,000 kilometers, that's 2023. Let's see, 2024, 61,000 kilometers, 23,000, that's close enough. So so we're going to spend about maybe 61, that is, and then this is too high, 2022. That's 2020, that's 2023, too high kilometers. Okay, I think this might be the best one. Let's put 61,000 kilometers. So 60, let's say 60,000 kilometers, $60,000. And let's see if it's 22, another roughly about 80,000 kilometers, and in 2022 will give you an idea how much will be the depreciation. So what do I have? 2022, we have over here 49,000 kilometers. We need more kilometers. This one is 2023, that's 75,000 kilometers, 60,000 kilometers, 55,000 kilometers, 92 kilometers. That's not going to work. 2022, 30,000, 56. Not too many with. Okay, I'm gonna change the parameter a little bit to, maybe they might be in, I have to go multiple pages. So let's see, minimum is 80,000 or 70,000 kilometers. Might give you an idea. So that is 75,000 kilometers, 90,000 kilometers. Okay, that's perfect. So it's 43,000. So we're gonna say 43,000. So you can see how much the depreciation. So compare to that car, and so fuel economy. So you're getting about roughly, so city is 13.1 and then 9.8. So we're getting about 13.1 plus 9.8. So 11.45 is the 11.5. Okay. So that's your fuel cost per liter, and then you have the oil change Let's see what is the oil change. Seems like it's 5,000 miles. That's about maybe at maybe about 8,000 kilometers. Yeah. Uh, so 8,000 to 16,000 kilometers. So let's put about 10,000 kilometers and cost 50 to 100. So let's put $80. 12,000, $80. Tire change, I believe probably tire change will be more expensive on these trucks. So so each tire probably about 250. So probably it'll be same. Maybe I would say maybe probably it'll be. It's going to be definitely more than the car. So we'll put about 1,200. Unexpected. We'll put it the same thing because it's fairly new. Insurance, probably it's a truck and it's a more value compared to uh, the car. It's 34,000. This is 60,000. So it's going to be definitely more than the car. So let's say 350. So let's see where we stand on this one. So definitely you can see how much it's gone. It's you had to spend more, so you had to spend another $8,000 more on top compared to the car. So uh, it's most of that loss is coming from here, right? The depreciation is over here, about you're losing about $6,000, and then also you can see over here you're going to end up spending about $5,000 more on the gas here. So so this is a good exercise to do, to see, okay, what are you going to, what are you getting end of the day, right? And sometimes you might spend on a expensive vehicle, but if it's a more fuel efficient car, let's also do a electric car. Let's look at maybe Ford Mustang. uh, this clear this. Okay, here it is. So we are looking at maybe 20,000 to 80,000, right? So we're going to look at 2024 with 20,000 and also 2022 with 80,000 to give an idea. Same thing as what we did in the before. Okay, my screen is frozen. Okay, so we found this 2024, only 12,000 kilometers is 46,000. So we're going to update that. 46,000. Same thing, 20,000, roughly 20,000 kilometers. Actually, this one is 15,000 kilometers. And we are looking at 2022 with about maybe close to 80,000 kilometers. 2022, that's 60,000 kilometers, 34,000. 2022, that's much low. That's, well, the electric car, we have to be also see what's the battery size. So it's going to be, we have to go inside and look at, you have to look at apple to apple. So the options and everything might make a big difference based on the battery size and the capacity of that. So let's see. Okay, I don't have anything 2022 over here. Okay, here it is, 83,000. So that's 36,000. So we're going to put 36. So let's take that one as an example. So maybe I put 36,000. So it's $10,000 depreciated. So now over here, we can't use liters per 100 kilometers. We need to know, so we're going to skip this. So this is why we have this one different color, because you can override and put how much it's actually going to cost you per charge per kilometer. So we're going to search Ford electricity costs in Ontario. So it's costing, for 100 kilometers, it's costing around $3.24. So we're going to divide that, $3.24 divide by 100, that's 0.032 cents. So we're going to update that, 0.032 cents. So that's what it's costing on the electricity, so to drive that. Now, so you just go ahead and change over here on the formula, right? So you don't need to update anything over here, just change the formula. Even if you update here and change the formula, it's just going to override over here, right? So that gives you the total electricity cost to drive 60,000 is going to be 1,920. So that looks amazing. Now oil change is going to be 0 because there's no oil, 0 cost, and tire is going to be same because it's a car, it's going to take tires anyway. So let's say it's same as the truck F-150. Oops, extra 0, my fingers. Okay, yeah. Unexpected, I don't believe there's going to be anything you're going to expect on this is something you have to do some research. So let's just, for the sake, we'll put 150, same as we have put on the other ones. Insurance also, I have no idea what going to be. Maybe let's say same as the truck. So that gives you at significantly, that's the lowest, right? So owning an electric car, so you can see having a big car like Ford Mustang is still cheaper than the Toyota Camry, right? And the value of the vehicle, so you're going to enjoy pleasure driving. There's more features and everything in this car compared to the Camry, much expensive car. Hopefully the insurance is not high, much higher than this. If this is right, then you can see you actually, the cost of driving this per kilometer is it's much less than you're spending about another just over $1,000 less per year for for the Mustang Mach-E. So this gives you an idea. Even though sometimes you spend more money, still overall it's cost of owning the vehicle is cheaper. Sometimes depends on what vehicle you. So this gives you a more educated decision than just making some guesses or going by what the salesperson is telling you. No salesperson going to help you putting it like this and doing an analysis. So I hope this helps you, and if you like this video, give a thumbs up and subscribe. I will have more videos like this. Next one I will share a video for if you're purchasing a house or something else that you have to purchase. So hope you guys enjoy, and hope this help making a educated decision on your next vehicle purchase. Okay, good luck.